Hello, this is Star, and this video is brought to you by no one because probably I'm unprofessional and this channel is small. At any rate, I'm gonna demonstrate probably a couple of plugins and a couple of things that I was messing around with yesterday. So the genesis of today's video is this little plugin right here, Narcotic. I had my eyes on it for a while, and it was down. I think the sale goes off today. It was on Plugin Boutique for like $50, from $100 and something dollars. Um, and I've always been curious about it, and what it does, and my curiosity kind of was from a point in time where I didn't have all of the features that Bitwig has, so this is kind of, well, it would be good in other DAWs other than Bitwig, unless you really like the plugins here, because you can't really. I don't. Aside from doing presets, I don't know if there's a good way of packaging several LFOs and several plugins together into. Uh, well, there probably is, and I'm probably missing it. It's probably a preset somewhere. Um, that I can add that can do all these effects here in presets. By the way, I have learned about another preset that's actually kind of cool that I'm going to start using on my things. It's called a um, Quick Master, and it's a device chain that has some mastering goodies onto it. So you basically go to the preset, drag and drop, and it can be used, and it's quite decent. But at any rate, um, Narcotic is a kind of a multi-effects thing, but the way that it does the multi-effects is by this X and Y pad. And the way this X and Y pad's modulated is by these things right here, so that it modulates the X and Y and gets it all bouncy around. Uh, the reason why I say you could probably redo this is because everything in here, these are just steps in here. The main panel is, whoa, that's nice. It is a nice looking plugin, and I think that's what probably has um my thing. But at any rate, um, even the XY is modulated by these steps thing, and basically I've kind of already showed the XY grid in Bitwig and some of my previous, and so there's an XYFX and there's XY instrument, and you can go and modulate all that stuff all to your heart's content. Basically unneeded. Not to say that isn't a bad plugin, and it's got some really interesting things, and throughout this video I'm gonna show. Or it's going to be hidden in a lot of these tracks because basically when I want to have something, I kind of actually do like it. Like I said, I can't say it's a bad plugin. Can you do without it? Yeah, but basically it's kind of like how I view Trash 2. Trash 2 is a great plugin for having presets. Let me get it up real quick. Having presets. Basically, this is filter. This is either distortion, drive, fuzz, heavy saturation, or saturation, heavy distortion. Basically, distortion. Another filter. This is basically a convolver or a IR. This is compression and gating, and this is delay. But the greatest thing about it is these presets. They got quite 100 of them type of presets. I've already done trash in a couple of videos. I'm just saying that Narcotics kind of like it. You kind of want it for the way that it has the presets for Bitwig. Now, if you own Reason and you don't, Reason kind of gets there, but yeah. And Reaper, sort of same thing. It's not a good way of replicating this. So this is great for other DAWs. Possibly Ableton. I don't know. I don't know because I don't think Ableton can do the modulation as well, so I'm gonna guess. But maybe it can be done with a little bit of hard work. Again, I don't use Ableton other than 5 minutes of messing around with it and learning that it can't read plugins from other folders. Why is that? I don't know. Um, but what I'm gonna focus on is actually this plugin, MIDI Shaper. So when I was looking at Narcotic, I was thinking, well, how can I do this in Bitwig? I was like, oh, I think everything can be replaced in Bitwig except for, and at the time I thought it was a MSEG editor. Um, the one thing that you can probably replicate with steps and Bitwig as a modulation, steps down here is basically sort of an MSEG editor of sorts. But it's kind of blocky. I think you can smooth it out, but realistically, it's not this. Um, it's apples and oranges. You can get away with it, but it's really not this. What this does is that this has 10 waves that you can mess with. And this is like randomizing the wave of how it goes. But you can do really wild things to the wave. That basically allows you to modify and tweak the wave how you want. So basically, if I want this in here, and it's actually really cool. So I can get a really interesting looking wave, and then assign it to one of these sources right here. So this is the 10th wave. I'm going to use 10. So wave 10, and basically source 1, source 2, source 3, source 4, and assign 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the sources here, and assign these, and I can go like this and start assigning. How did I do that? Must have modulated it somehow. Any rate, you can assign the things. I've done a spotlight on this before. I don't know if it got a whole lot of views, but the cooler thing is that it can go out to up here. These are CC channels from a MIDI. CC is a way that other plugins is able to be modulated either by hardware or by stuff like this. Now, of course, you can go into the grid and do it in the grid. But this one will send out or broadcast out a CC channel. So basically, I have in my thing here the CC channel to 1, so now it's listening. And then over here, I got 1 and 2. So now you see the blue thing bouncing around. That's it sending to my CC channels. In essence, what it does is it kind of gives it that detuned sound based upon, because I'm using a comb filter, but based upon what MIDI shaper sending. So kind of cool. So basically, it's following. This is 1. This is 2. It's basically following the things. Wondering if I've I modulated the wave. That's why it's bouncing around. That's right. I was messing around with it. I'm sorry. I forgot why this is getting modulated. So this could actually be modulated by Bitwig also to give you different things. So this can switch the wave that it's working with. Kind of cool. So basically, uh, it's really cool if you want like an MSEG editor, and you can send it over CC, so you can put it in NoteGrid and have it intercept to CC, and then do further things with it. Really a powerful combination with Bitwig. I need to play with this more. I bought it a while ago to help modulate CCs in Reaper, but since then I moved to Reason and then finally Bitwig, um, and basically because Bitwig already has so much modulation, I really don't need it. But coming back to like, hey, I really want an MSEG editor that I can mess with like this. And MIDI Shaper by the Cable Guys is actually really good. It's relatively cheap depending on your definition of cheap. I think I paid 30 something odd dollars for it. To get it, it rarely goes on sale. You can get it a part of their bundle with the Shaper box, and the Shaper box is actually pretty cool. I use it a lot. Um, but yeah, I don't even know the way that's on. Oh, because that's still sending information. Never mind. So that got into messing around with this one. This one's just pure chaos. Got narcotics somewhere in this chain. Got a shaper box, got a transgate. It's chaos. So that got to this one right here where I bounced it into this track. Whoops, too much. Which I right clicked and I bounced into or sliced into the drum machine. So now I have a drum machine going. Which kind of sounds like chiptune-ish, to be honest. And all this drum machine is these sliced to 1/8. And then I'm using Reason to the beat map. To do that. And then I need to stop. I keep on undoing it. And then I took the polysynth and again MIDI shapers in here to change, I think, around the shape of this. And this is just Bit Crush to give it kind of some old school vibe to pair with this. Kind of cool. And then I added Super 8. And then I got Narcotic on here doing the Funkify melodic. So it kind of gives it a gated sound for that preset. So kind of cool. And then I bounced it all once again, this whole thing into the monster, and then once again, I got it into a I granulized it. This one is wicked cool. Let me go this. Let me shoot this off. That's a granulizer, and it took this track. And then turn it into this. That's pretty cool. And then finally, I think this one is just the master bounce of the whole entire thing. And then I put it into a drum machine. Since it's okay, so in the old Nintendos, the percussion on the Nintendo is basically some white noise generators, from what I understand. So the reason why it sounds so 8-bitty and kind of crappy, or like a close to this, if that's where I'm hearing it, is because basically it's close to white noise for some of the samples. And then I put it against Narcotic again. And Narcotic has this really cool thing that basically I'm wondering if this is like a randomizer, because basically when you click on it, it gives this really cool visual, and then you get some kind of shroom magic, and then set. So if you notice, the preset name is changing. So you could sit here all day and listen to it and pick your favorite and then run with it. But at any rate, not a bad plugin. I think it's kind of, is it worth $100? I'm hesitant to say. Every time I do a negative opinion, I always get dislikes for some reason. I like the plugin. I really do, actually. And I'm not just saying that. It's kind of cool. It's kind of even with Bitwig. Like I said, I love trash. I've always loved trash. Ever since I bought it, I thought it was worth what I paid for it. I think Narcotic is well worth what I paid for it. It's probably gonna be that extra. I don't know what to do to make this sound different, but I want it to sound different, or I want to experiment with the sound, and I want it to do as random as possible. And if you've watched my videos, random I'm all about, or brute forcing, meaning try stuff until it works. That's pretty much my motto. Try it until it works. Um, and basically, this is perfect for just hitting this mushroom here and looking all the presets and going through and seeing them, or going down the list and basically picking presets until it sounds good, or I like it, and then go on from there, and then go crazy like I have with the rest of this track. This is kind of cool. It's just I just wanted to mess around with Narcotic and try to get some craziness sounding, and then splice it. And then I got the idea to splice it up and try to see what it sounds like a drum machine, and then see what it sounds like granularized. Um, it's pretty cool. So I hope you liked the video. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.